What is up, guys? Matt here again. So this is going to be a top 5 most wanted characters to hopefully appear in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass number 2. Now we've already had one character revealed out of the 6, so we've got 5 more slots. And Sakurai has said there's going to be at least 5 more characters, so there is a possibility we do get more than 5 more characters. Now this is a video on sort of characters that I personally want, but there is a few fan favourites in there still, and I don't think any of them are way out of. None of them are impossible. They're not like anime characters or TV characters or anything like that. They all do originate from video games. Now, this is a top 5, but I've got 6 characters. So there's basically a runner-up character, and then I've got my main 5. Now, as I said, these are sort of my most wanted. However, having said that, there is one character in here that I've put on the list for other people and not for myself. So, although I do still think that he should be added and he is an interesting character that I would probably definitely at least dabble in playing as. So anyway, let's just get straight on with the video. So first of all, there's a couple of third parties, a couple of first parties. When it comes to the third parties, there's not 2 from the same company, so it's not like I've just had a whole list of Square Enix reps or anything like that, because that's very unlikely. That would be impossible. So anyway, yeah, let's get on with the list. So my number 1 pick is the legendary Yakuza himself, Kiryu Kazuma. Now, I've only recently got into the Yakuza series, so this is why he is actually pretty much in the video, because he is such a cool character. And I don't necessarily know what he would bring to Smash. I mean, he is another human character, and we have got quite a few human characters already, sort of like we've got a lot of human fighter characters already. Terry Bogard, Ryu Ken. But Kiryu could have a more comical moveset. And by that I mean, on top of his serious moves, you could give him some more silly moves. And by that I mean, in the Yakuza games you do play a variety of sports, so maybe you could give him a bowling ball, you can give him a bat, you can give him a golf club, or just really wacky items, because like you can pick up items just off of the street to use on top of his moves as well. I mean, he does have a wide variety of different like martial art moves, so you know it's not like they would be struggling to find a moveset for Kiryu. Obviously, he's a Sega rep because Sega owns the Yakuza series. The only thing is that there hasn't been a Yakuza game on a Nintendo console that I'm aware of. It's pretty much primarily been PlayStation, and it has recently also gone to Xbox, but no Nintendo platform, which does hurt his chances. And I'm also realistic in the fact if Sega were going to get another character in the game, they'd probably just go for another Sonic character. So I'm realistic in the fact that Kiryu is unlikely, but he would be an awesome character to choose from. He does, in a lot of like guest appearance games, they actually have Kiryu in there. He is in a golf game. He is in it's Everybody's Golf 6 for like the PS3 and PS Vita, and he is a guest character in that game, but unfortunately only in the Japanese version, which is unfortunate. There's also been loads of other guest characters in that franchise, such as Pac-Man, Gex the Gecko, Daniel Fortescue from Medieval. So, they've had some pretty awesome guest characters over the years, and Kiryu has been one of the more recent ones. In fact, he is a guest character in the same game as Pac-Man is. So yeah, Kiryu Kazuma, the Dragon of Dojima, would be an awesome addition to Smash. So on to the next one, we have Bandana Dee from the Kirby series. Now this is the character that I was talking about, where I personally this is a pick for the Kirby fans out there. So Kirby hasn't had a new character in Smash Brothers since Brawl, which is crazy because Kirby is a very popular Nintendo franchise, and Bandana Dee is definitely seen as the fourth main character in the franchise, and we've already got Kirby, DDD, and Meta Knight playable. So if they ever do another Kirby character, if they ever add a new Kirby character, which I think is likely, even if it's not in this DLC pass, it's got to be Bandana Dee. People could argue Magolor as well. Magolor's a pretty awesome character as well, but I think Bandana Dee is the one that should take it. And, the cool thing is he has a spear. There's not really any characters in Smash that use a spear, so that's quite interesting. Unless, Sakurai made the Kirby franchise, I think, or at least he's sort of in charge of it now. I think he did make it, though. I think he created it. But he didn't create Bandana Dee. Bandana Dee came later on, which some people speculate that's why Bandana Dee hasn't been added. But to be honest with you, I think Sakurai should be proud of Bandana Dee as a character and give him, his spot in the Kirby reps. He's probably, and he's a first party character, remember. Nintendo own Bandana Dee. They don't have to pay anyone anything to have him in the game. They just have to, make him. So yeah, another possible, as I said, was Magolor or Knuckle Joe. Knuckle Joe is in the game as an assist trophy, I believe. Magolor, I'm not too sure on. I think Magolor might just be a sticker or something. But there you go. So yeah, Bandana Dee is technically my fifth choice, and Kiryu was sort of the runner-up. So at number 4, we've got Rayman. So Rayman is a weird one. He already has stickers in Smash Bros. Ultimate along with Glowbox, I think. And people were really thinking Rayman was actually going to be in the base game, but he ended up not being. And he didn't even make it in the first DLC Fighters Pass. So is Rayman's time to shine? Or Rayman's time, whatever, is he going to be in the second Fighter Pass? It is possible. It is I would say it's quite likely, actually. So obviously, he is a Ubisoft rep, and honestly, he's basically Ubisoft's mascot. He's just Ubisoft's mascot, really. But for some reason, he hasn't had a game in quite a while, not a proper game anyway. It's not since Rayman Legends in 2014, although they ported it to the next gen. But I'd never bother picking it up on that. There's only one thing going against Rayman, and that is he's not all that popular in Japan. He's very much a more popular character in Europe. Obviously, Ubisoft is a Europe company, so that sort of makes sense. But apparently, he's not all that popular in Japan, which is unfortunate. It does sort of hurt his chances. Although, having said that, there are other characters that have been added to the games that aren't really popular in Japan either, such as Ridley and Banjo-Kazooie. So that doesn't kill Rayman's chances, and Ubisoft haven't had a rep. And I have no doubt that if Nintendo asked Ubisoft, they would happily probably let Rayman in. So that's why I think Rayman does have a chance. He is one of the more likely third-party characters, I would say, even though, as I said, not all that popular in Japan. So, yeah, and Rayman is a character that I grew up with. I grew up with all the Rayman games, so I would love to see Rayman actually get into the game. So, yeah. Number 3, Golden Boy Isaac from Golden Sun. He is one of the remaining veterans that people really want to see in Smash. He is basically he is part of the old school group that people were desperate to see him playable. He is in the same group as King K. Rool, Ridley, Banjo Kazooie. Yeah, he is that much of a fan favourite. And he was absent completely from Smash Bros. 4, but they've re-added Isaac as an assist trophy in Ultimate, which people were gutted about, because as soon as everyone saw Isaac as an assist, people thought, well, that's it, Isaac has got no chance of becoming playable in this game. Well, while that is a possibility still, with the announcement of Min Min from ARMS as the first character in the Fighter Pass 2, and she was a spirit already in the game, people have said that that's led to spirits, assist trophies, and all that not necessarily being off the table as being upgraded. Now, Isaac is an assist, not just a spirit. So we haven't seen a character get upgraded from assist to playable in the same game. That's never happened before. But, it could actually happen. The rules could be broken. All they would have to do is remove Isaac. I mean, okay, they worked on it. All they'd have to do is change Isaac's trophy to another one of the Golden Sun characters, and then have Isaac as the playable character, and that's problem solved. I'm pretty sure he's first party. I think Nintendo owns him. He's from quite a niche but fat cult classic JRPG series Golden Sun on the Game Boy and DS. He hasn't had a game since the DS, as I said, so he's been, the Golden Sun franchise has been absent for over 10 years. But there's got to be a reason that they re-added Isaac. They clearly still think about Golden Sun. So that's why I think, Isaac could happen. If he doesn't happen as the Fighter Pass, if he's not in this Fighter Pass, I think Isaac has an extremely high chance of actually making the base roster in the next Smash Brothers game, if it ever happens. Which I absolutely love, because Isaac, I think Sakurai said Isaac has been considered in the past, and when Sakurai says that someone's been considered in the past, I don't think Sakurai's the sort of guy that considers a character and then just bins them and never thinks about them again. And we're going to get more onto that later on in the video. So yeah, Golden Boy Isaac, it could be his time to shine again. And I really do hope so. And I mean, if he actually gets put into this pass, that is crazy, because that means that even assist trophies are on the table, which gives Waluigi fans hope. Waluigi's not in this video, by the way. So, on to number 2. Klonoa. Oh, Klonoa. Klonoa is a tragedy. He is one of the very few mascots that has still been left behind. And honestly, he doesn't deserve that, because I would say Klonoa's games are of the highest quality, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not gonna downplay them. They are honestly some of the best games that I've played. Um, so yeah, Klonoa is owned by Namco Bandai. Now they have one character in the game already. I'm almost positive that in this Fight of the Past there's going to be another Namco Bandai character. They helped make the game. So I think their company is getting another character, and I hope it's Klonoa. I mean, honestly, here's the thing, right? Klonoa hasn't had a game in a long time, much like Isaac and the next character after this that I'm going to get onto, but this could be the revival that Klonoa needs. Like, if you put him in Smash and then brought out a new game, he could come back full force. You just need to put your support behind him. Um, he is one of those mascots. He is one of those mascots that you just look at and okay, yeah, he isn't Mario, he isn't Sonic, he isn't Pac-Man, he isn't Mega Man, but he's Klonoa. He could stand by them. He can stand shoulder to shoulder with those characters and not be out of place and not, he is the underdog or undercat in this regard, but he's well, I don't know how to put it really. He's just he's not underneath them. He really isn't. Klonoa is a very, very, very underrated mascot. So yeah, Klonoa's number 2, and he's possibly the one that I would love to see the most out of all of the characters that I've listed so far. In fact, I'd possibly like to see Klonoa even more than number 1. Um, Now, the problem is, obviously, as I said, Klonoa is a Namco Bandai character. If Namco Bandai did get another character, I really don't think Klonoa would be at the top of their list, unfortunately. Because why haven't they given a new game if they still got ideas for him. Now, he did actually have a movie planned, and unfortunately, apparently that got cancelled. If that movie hadn't gotten cancelled, we might not even, he might not even be on the list because he might have been in the game already, you know. But anyway, we're moving on to the final pick, number 1. For those of you that have watched loads of Smash character videos, you know who I haven't mentioned yet. You just know. Yep. Number 1 is, of course, Gino. Now, Gino is another example of a character who, in another universe, he has been in Smash for years. He's not a first party character, but he's a Mario character. Now work that out. He isn't first party to Nintendo, but he's a Mario character. He's only technically ever appeared in 2 games, but he's only really appeared in 1. He made a cameo in a second. So obviously Gino debuted in the Super Nintendo RPG Super Mario RPG and The Legend of the Seven Stars, I think is the full title. He is a spirit that possesses a puppet, and he has got some crazy ass moves. He can shoot out of his fingertips. He's got magic. He does a lot. He has got a very unique and infinite potential moveset. Sakurai has considered Gino in the past, even back as far as Melee, I believe, or I think it might have been Brawl. It's Brawl or Melee. So he has been on Sakurai's mind for a long time. Gino got a Mii costume in Super Smash Bros. 4, which coincidentally hasn't reappeared in Ultimate. Now, technically, he's owned by Square Enix, I believe, and in the last Fighter Pass, the Dragon Quest hero was the second character in the Fighter Pass, and again, we didn't see a Mii costume for Gino there, even though that was Square Enix's character in the Fighter Pass. So the likelihood of Gino actually being a character is rising rapidly, because I can't imagine they would have taken out Gino's Mii costume and not had something to make up for it. He is a spirit in the game, but as we've seen from Min Min from ARMS, all cards are off the table for spirits now. I, like many others, heavily believe Gino is going to be the next character to be announced. So far we've had 6 characters in Fighter Pass, no, 5 characters in the first Fighter Pass, and we've got 6 characters in the second Fighter Pass. Now, we've already had 1 character from the Fighter Pass 2. So far we've had 6 characters from the Fighter Passes. So we've got our 7th. 7th character, Legend of the 7 Stars. Is Gino going to be the 7th DLC character from the Fighter Passes? It's looking extremely likely. There's been a potential leak of Gino, well, not of actually Gino, but of a Mallow Mii hat. Now, Mallow is another character from Legend of the 7 Stars. So if they've got 7-star stuff coming to the game, Gino is the only likely character that they would make as the character to be playable. So yeah, Gino, it's looking like Gino is finally coming after all these years. He could be the next playable character, and if that happens, everybody's moving up the list, baby. Like, if Gino is literally the next playable character, that literally just leaves Isaac as like one of the OG characters people really want. And you know, Isaac's got an assist trophy. Gino, as I said, has had nothing in this game apart from a spirit. I can't believe that they would remove his Mii costume and then just not have anything to do with Gino in the game. I just can't see Sakurai doing that. I just can't see it. It wouldn't make sense. You know, Sakurai seems like a very conscious man. Like, I mean, he brought back Isaac as an assist trophy. So clearly Sakurai does listen to people out there, and he must be aware of how massive a backing Gino has as a character. So yeah, all bets down on Gino being the next playable character announced, and that'd be pretty crazy. So yeah, that's the list really, guys. Out of all of these, I would say, if I had to pick 2 of these characters that are most likely to be in the Fighter Pass, I would probably definitely say Gino and Raymond. Surprisingly, I mean, Bandana Dee's a weird one. Like, I feel like Bandana Dee would be I feel like he would be saved for a base game inclusion. I feel like Bandana Dee would be a, let's put him in the next game. I think that's what they would do with Bandana Dee, and I think that's what they would do with Isaac. But Rayman and Gino, yeah, they are DLC worthy characters. People would easily pay money for those two. Um, Plus, obviously, if you add Rayman, you can add Rayman music. And obviously, Gino, you can have some Super Mario RPG music. Bandana Dee, I mean, there's already Kirby music in the game, so it wouldn't make as much sense. Isaac, I'm not sure if there is Golden Sun music in the game or not. I don't think there is. There might be maybe one song. Klonoa would be an awesome pick as well. Klonoa has some phenomenal music, but you know, as much as I definitely think Namco Bandai is getting a character, so obviously Gino's a character. We're almost definitely getting Gino. We're probably going to get Rayman, and we're probably going to get a Namco Bandai character, and that leaves one more slot for who knows. There is other characters that I think Namco Bandai would certainly pick before Klonoa, such as what is it, Heihachi from Tekken, or maybe even Kazuya or Jin, or who else? Yeah, which is unfortunate. But there you go. So yeah, that was my list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Time will tell. You know, this roster is much different to my video that I did like years and years ago. In my last video, I said I wanted Toad from Mario in. I wanted Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh in. I wanted Girahim and Skull Kid from Zelda in. I still really think we need more Zelda characters, so maybe that's it. Maybe it will be Gino, Rayman, a Namco Bandai character, and a Zelda character. But there we go, guys. Anyway, yeah. So as always, thank you for watching, and we will see who gets announced. I imagine they're going to announce another character in the next month or two. So is it going to be Gino, guys? We will find out. So yeah, see you later.